I was in a situation where I did 4 years in the army. Well, I did 3 years at the time, and I felt like my career was not going anywhere. And then one day I was in Manchester and I met Danny Boyle, and he just told me, get into films. And that was the biggest influence I've ever had. So that encouraged me to get out of the army. I thought, get out of the army and do films. So yes, I've done other things. Done other bits, been other instances. That's the major tipping point is a director, an Oscar-winning director at the time, telling you to get into the film industry. I'd tell you the truth, I would like to be a unit production manager, which is like, you think of first AD or you think of the location manager. That is above that. That's the one who essentially gets the crew and all that. That's like that is like the one of the first names you see on the credit as a unit production manager. That's what I want to do. But personally, I would love to write stories and just sell them, because I love writing stories. I write I try and do as much stories as I can do. So on a professional level, there'll be a unit production manager. I mean, you look at some of the production managers, they've taken years and years to get, they've taken 25 years. The earliest one I've seen was 19 years in the film industry, a guy called James Grant, who's just done the unit production manager for The Exorcist, The Beginning. And before that, he was a location manager for World War Z. So, that's something that I want to do. So it's a sort of like aspect that I'm looking forward to, is something like that. But on the personal side, I love to just write stories. Like average day, basically, like you'll be the first one in. Say you're out on location, you'll be the first one in to get the heaters up and everything. So you have these massive marquees. You're in at 4:30, 5 o'clock before the makeup. So you get the heating on for the power. And then suddenly you're going into you're making sure everything's on for the whole unit base. Then you go to location, depending on what time it opens at, because when you do contracts with stuff and all, they have to have open an hour before we're rolling camera. So you go in and like you're setting you're getting all your location items like heaters, red rads, easy ups, chairs and everything, power for crew and all that. So you've kind of like you go in and set it all up. And then you're running around for the first 2 hours, and then at lunchtime, you start doing the bins and all that, and then as things start closing, you start working out what you're going to do the next day, so you make sure everything's switched off and everything. But on a bigger aspect of the location department, normally they do scouting, so you do location scouting, which I've not done yet, which I will be doing soon. You'll be doing, so you'll be traveling around the world, which is a fantastic job where most crew, they just film at location and they're done. With locations, you could be in, say, Austria for about 6-7 months. I know people who are working on a next big massive franchise film with a secret agent, and they're out there for 6-7 months. So for most crew, they don't do that. They're just there and then they're gone. So it's one of those. There's different aspects of what you do in the department. You know what? It's not like you think it's stressful, but the benefits you get out of it, the likes that you're working with people that you thought you'd never see. Yeah, you're working long hours and all that, but it's just you can't think of it as stressful. You have to think it's just fun and games. And you will, for the first couple of weeks when you're on a film set, you might think, it's fun and games, and you're going to go, oh, damn it. You go through a moment where you think, it's a struggle. And then after a while, you start enjoying it. I do enjoy it. I don't care if I do 23 hours a day. I'll put my hands up right now and do it. It's just one of those, it's fun and games, because you play as a cat and mouse game. You always try and be one step ahead of everyone else, and that's what everyone's trying to do. I video, like the video department on Pride, Prejudice and Zombies, they always try to do one step ahead, and they enjoy it because it's a cat and mouse game where they get power and all that. And it starts becoming less stress because you start understanding it and start enjoying it more. So don't get scared about it. Just realize you have to adapt to it. It does take you a while to start enjoying it, but it's what department you choose. It's the truth. I try to ignore that. Like for instance, I was working with Matt Smith, And I was just like, I just get my head down, and like he tried speaking to me, and I was like, yeah, mate, I just put my head down and I didn't say anything. I try not to focus that much. I know people are, but I just try and not think about it. I remember when I first ever saw Angelina Jolie, I was like, oh fucking hell, she's smart and all. So swear, but it was you know, I was like, oh my god, and then I just like might get my head down, because if I look at her too much, she might go and go, get that person off. You don't know that, so you just have to, you get used to it, and you start working in a format where you do get your head down. Yeah, you might speak to a couple of actors, but you know, they're in the same business as you. When you do get starstruck, that's the name, starstruck. Try not to get starstruck, because people will notice it, and if it puts off someone, then you'll be the one who's at the door. And it has happened. I have seen it a few times. I had seen it with Ricky Gervais and all that, where a few people have gone up, you know, randomly, and just go, oh, Ricky Gervais, I'm a fan of you and all that, and then it's like, get out. Those two always be bold and passionate, and if someone sees that, someone will see it, but it does take a long time. So that's what I say, be bold and passionate. See the biggest things you can do. If something's stopping you, but you're in your head thinking, I need to do it, then do it. Don't think, oh, God, this, got to do that. It's like, no. If you really want to do it, you go for it. No questions asked. Don't care what anyone says, you do it.